hours straight camping a pair of boots that would increase your run speed by 35% and allow you to actually get somewhere as a fighter. And these were the original, what they're called the Journeyman's boots. And you right click them and you would just go. And the cool thing is, in the original set didn't have a cooldown. So you could just keep clicking these things and leave like this flame trail behind you. The original set didn't have.
Nice.
They were great. I spent 72 hours camping it. I finally get my shot at the boots, get them, go blazing across the land as fast as I could because it was fun to do for just like, you've been up for 72 hours straight, you're a little squirrely.
Yeah.
Go to my preferred spot to log out. And when I log back in, they go, yeah, we've nerfed the boots. They're no longer, they're back down to the standard boots. And that's the only thing they nerfed. And I'm like, nope, that's it. I'm done.
I can't trust you anymore.
That's it.
In the private chat, send it to all your friends, please.
The love is over, right?
Oh, you got the latency on ultra low, eh?
Of course.
Nice.
Oh my God, we have a Pollo Zapatos already in the chat.
Ew. What is he? Pollo Zapatos, the least you could do is go make like a fake account and start inflating our numbers. That's yeah. I'm about to start, and I know I'm saying this live and it's leaking, but I'm probably gonna start doing 1 new sub a week. That's not the same as buying subs, by the way. That is totally legit.
I was like, fuck, I need 29 subs to get to 500. 29.
Oh my God. Okay, you know what now I want to do? I want to build a program that creates subscribers. Like, it's just completely automated.
AI subscribers? Okay, we're talking about that offline. And of course we would never do any such thing.
No, never. That would violate YouTube's terms of service. And it would
it's pretty easy to tell when somebody's
purchasing subs, but that doesn't stop channels. All right, I think I got everything. We should probably start the show now. Call me Subway because I'm selling subs.
Ah, I finally did it! I have number 1!
Let's see about that.
No, don't take this away from me. I've got him for all of like 5 seconds, and that's all I need. Oh, damn it, he already took it back.
Speed bike, exactly. That's what we want. And it's between our wrenches and between people who are on the panel. Welcome to Closed Circuit Rider Brothers.
Oh, this is madness, and I love it.
Oh, Star Trek Fleet Command sponsorship. No.
No?
Oh.
Why not?
I don't play that game.
So what?
Star Trek Online? I'll pick up a sponsorship for Star Trek.
Bro, if they are going to pay you money to hawk their software, dude, seriously consider it.
I'll sell out for pretty much any sponsorship.
Download stream
Is it on Streamlabs? Okay.
That's one. Yeah, it's one of those partnership ones that they're trying, I guess.
Yeah, I will absolutely consider doing that because.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
All right. Like I will be, and I'll be totally honest about it too. Like I'll be like, I never played this until they offered me money to do so.
Well, that's living up to honest quality human content,
right?
Yeah, and what blows my mind is like how like people can be watching like a small channel and then all of a sudden they'll get like a Raid Shadows Legends sponsorship, and then people just lose their fucking minds. And meanwhile, I'm like, oh bro, yo, congratulations on the Raid sponsorship. Fuck yeah, man, mate. Like, congratulations.
Get them dollar bills, man.
You made it.
We need to start doing like food on this channel, and I'm serious about doing food because I want a Carl's Jr. sponsorship, just so I can reenact, and I will do it. I don't care if it costs us a sponsorship. I will reenact the line from Idiocracy, and I'll do the whole, check out the bacon, egg cheeseburger or whatever. Now at Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. Fuck you.
You know what? The food sponsorship though that this channel is more likely. And I'm worried for your heart health should we get it. If we get a Taco Bell sponsorship, like H. Marie is gonna have to physically restrain you.
So fat.
What do you think he's eating?
Oh, I know
I'm eating it
Taco Bell
behind the
right
scenes,
now.
but I will literally have that shit on the air. I will eat on the show.
Listen, I heard the crunch wrapper right there.
The double-decker taco is back right now, by the way. So, yeah, they've got the, dude, we got double-decker tacos, we got King of the Hill, Futurama on the air, the early
what
the
year
2000s
is this,
are back,
man?
Now we just need a new live-action, Michael Bay Transformers movie.
No. Bad Petey.
You're wrong about Bayformers 1. All the others, yeah, but Bayformers 1, still
all of the Bayformers. Listen, I am. I've just gotta find it. Listen, I am. Now, for those who are leaking audio, who hear the leaking audio, I am currently holding up a box where I am missing one of the Dragon Balls. Okay?
You lost one already.
Once I find the final Dragon Ball, my wish is going to be to remove the Bayformers from existence. That is going to be it. I'm going to be like, Shenron, you need to get this stuff out of here. I'm not even going to erase the Dragon Ball movie, okay? I'm fine. I'm more okay with the Dragon Ball live action than I am with Bayformers.
John,
I am more
what's in the box?
I am more okay. No, listen, I am more okay with Battlefield Earth than I am Bayformers.
I've seen Space Ice.
Bayformers
Oh my god,
is
Scogli?
So early 2000s, it's disgusting.
Scogli, I am willing to do, if you want, at some point in the next couple of weeks, why don't we watch it together and do our, commentary track on it? Record it, put it up, okay? And let people freaking, we'll tell them exactly when to start the movie so that it all lines up. And let's do our commentary track on it.
That would probably be quite fun.
And, you put it up for whoever you want. I'll put my copy up for members only, so it doesn't eat into wherever you want to put it. And we will offer the comment track on Battlefield Earth, because I feel like the two of us are going to cut that movie to pieces.
Yeah, I can imagine it. It provided us with a lot of material. Man, me and Cole ripped apart that Hurt Locker. Everybody was so mad, and the whole movie, everybody was just like, oh! But the whole movie, me and Cole were just like,
Hurt Locker's one of those weird ones where it's like you want to be respectful of the movie because of the contents, but it's not that great a movie.
we were just like, what the fuck is like, are you serious? Like,
Yeah.
are we watching the same movie? Like,
it's like, you know, it's like how to do a really serious critique of American foreign policy badly.
Well, badly in the sense that it ages badly, because the first time I watched it, I was rather impressed with I think what really sold me on that movie was when he goes home. Because I was in the Coast Guard at this time, like freshly in, and I had just gone on my first patrol. And so when he's back at the store and he has no fucking clue what to get, and he's just like, what is all this? I'm like, oh my God, I know what that's like. I've been there before, because that was literally me after my first deployment. You know, when you go to Panama and, you know, you party with all the hot babes, and that's fine too. But then on your way home the next day with your hangover, you're riding through the cab, and the cab driver's taking you by all the shit neighborhoods, people living in holes in the ground, just some of the most. Man, you think there's bad squalor in the United States or Canada? Oh man.
Oh no. But squalor here is not squalor.
Squalor here is, you know, Versailles. But yeah, it was like that moment that I went to patrol, I was just sitting there, you know, smoking a cigarette on my neck going. It's like, what? How do you go back to normal life? And so that moment was really what gets you. But the overall premise.
It was just scene for scene. I don't think a single scene went by that we didn't have a problem with.
Oh yeah.
They're like, shut up.
And like, Scogli, I'm gonna warn you right now, like, Battlefield Earth, it's going to make you mad that somebody gave them this kind of budget to make a movie. Like, it's gonna make you enraged that somebody paid for this. And further, more people paid to see it in a theater.
Every shot is a touchdown.
7 minutes later, I have missed you. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
So Taco Bell, when you're ready, go see Petey.
Tonight, we're going to talk about all things going on in the entertainment industry that we think is important to you, as well as give our thoughts on Star Trek Strange and Original Ideas Episode 9, Season 3, and Alien Earth. All this right now on the Entertainment Information Intelligence Podcast. And welcome once again to tonight's Entertainment Information Podcast. I am Petey York, joined by Mr. Corey Owenwich at Residence, Mr. Scogliotin, and of course the forever lovely Miss H. Marie, who is going cameraless tonight, but we'll hopefully try and get her back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. That's right, guys. Tomorrow on the E2IP, we're going Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays.
E2IP 24/7.
E2 24 hours of E2IP. There is only the Entertainment Information Intelligence Podcast. Maybe someday, but for now, for today, that's not the case, and I'm about to run out of music, which isn't good because I need to get the other thing going. You think I'd do this more competently, but here we are. All right. Tune's going there. That's going there. Corio, why don't you tell us what's going on? How have you been, I guess?
I'm doing actually really good. So as you guys know from last year and the year before, this previous weekend is the Hamilton Pagan Pride celebrations in Ontario. And once again, we had the angry Christians showing up because how dare we, have a religion other than theirs.
Yeah, you are free. You are free to worship Christianity.
Yeah.
You are free to choose any religion you want, as long as
it's Christianity.
As long as
and
it's
they're
specific. It has to be specifically. Actually, please enlighten us. I want to understand, because I'm like, obviously, I mean, do Southern Baptists migrate that far north?
Yeah, they become Northern Baptists at that point, right?
I think we call them
like
Pentecostals up here.
Yeah, but the fun part about it is, their entire congregation are actually lawyers. Their entire congregation. And they exist solely to use religion as a shield to try to provoke people into hitting them so that they can sue. That's their entire business model. And what a high and mighty faith that allows them to do that is all I can say.
Oh, the power of the power of Jesus. Oh.
Right?
In my cheek so I can turn the other one and sue you.
Yeah, exactly. But thankfully this year, instead of running into, the normal, people that are just willing to, let them do their thing and ignore them, this year they actually picked a fight with the police commissioner's wife. And as you can imagine, when she called her husband, it did not go well for them. So we had a fantastic time this year. And otherwise we had a blast. I did another workshop, which at some point I'm going to put up for the fans. And otherwise, it was a great time had by all. So I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, that is good. Oh, man, I almost had a perfect show, but we're not talking about Alien Earth yet. Sorry for the tease there, if anyone was tuning in. We'll be saving the best for last, like we always do. So we want to obviously we're to make something perfectly clear. We are not particularly anti-Christian on the Writer Brothers. We are anti-authoritarian. We are also anti-prejudice. We're a First Amendment channel here.
You know what I will actually say? I will actually go this one step further. I am 100% pro actual Christians. Okay? They're lovely people, provided they actually follow the rules that they believe in.
Yeah. I all I care about is philosophical consistency. Like,
that's it.
Believe whatever you want. Say whatever you need to tell yourself in the privacy of your own home. You're free to think and do as you please, but as long as you don't cause any harm to me, it's not my place to tell you how to be. However, this is not necessarily the place to grandstand. I mean, we let everybody's opinions be heard regardless of where they come from, and we make sure that everybody gets their time to be respected and heard, when they want to talk to us and engage us. I don't think there's been any time we've ever said nobody can come back to the channel or that they're not allowed. It's just, sometimes we have to say, all right, we need to change subjects. That's why we have Pineapple. But yeah. Unfortunately, we have to call out bad behaviors at times when they happen, and, when you're trying to infringe on someone else's right to peacefully worship how they want, let alone try and bait and switch them into a legal conflict, there's something in that Bible about you'll know them by the fruits of their labor or something along those lines, and basically actions louder than words. And when your actions are intent to provoke, I don't understand where that thought process comes from, because I can't find where Christ went out of his way to provoke. In fact, he just kind of went and started speaking on corners, and people gathered around and listened to him.
There was that time he went into the temple and flipped over all the tables and chased people around with whips.
Yeah, but he wasn't trying to pick a fight. He was simply saying, "Hey, this is disgusting.
Get the fuck out of my church."
Basically, and
that's what
from a First Amendment
perspective,
there is.
What would Jesus do?
That's it, right? Whenever anyone asks, what would Jesus do? Flipping over tables and whipping people is not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, well, when you're using your house of worship for greed and for money laundering. And it's like, what do you expect to happen? Well, they expect you not to question things. They expect you to just shut up and go to church, or shut up and consume product. Hey, wait a minute.
Gee, it's almost like we have that problem today.
Oh, it's almost like it's not just a religious problem in particular. It's a human problem that can come in the form of religion or woke or whatever. Yes, woke and atheism can be turned into religions. It's possible. I think I made a pretty basic statement one time in the Discord. Like there's two types, or no, it was on Skogley's Facebook. Good, so it was public.
Yeah.
There's two types of Christians. There's two types of atheists. You could figure it out. There's the ones that are like just trying their best.
Yep.
They make mistakes, say something stupid, piss people off. It happens. We learn by clashing iron. It's the only way. You get to a point where you try to be so nice to people and get along with everybody that you start running into chicken and egg paradoxes, and you're like, sometimes is just unavoidable and necessary.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a way to structure that so that everybody's voice is heard and everybody has a good conversation and can do so in a respectful tone.
Right, but come at me, which is not really I don't know how you get loving your enemies out of that one, or
Yeah.
So anyway, let's have some fun and not talk about politics for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's talk about some weird pop culture politics.
Let's talk about Greg Sipes. I said it wrong on the 3-minute podcast, so I have forever shamed the channel. Greg Sipes has been fired as the voice of Beast Boy. Commented he was fired after publicly announcing he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
Yeah, so this is so for the record, this guy's been voicing Beast Boy for, I think, since Beast Boy has been animated.
Yes.
And he's done a fantastic job of it. I think we can all agree that for our generation, he is the voice of Beast Boy. And, one, to hear that he has Parkinson's, I mean, that sucks for him, right? And honestly, my heart goes out, and I wish there was something that we could do for him. But that being said, Universal's decision to be like, okay, well, if he's got Parkinson's, let's let him go. That doesn't sit right.
He's probably got a couple of years left in him, right?
That sounds a little harsh. And I mean, Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's and he's still acting. So I don't really, if anything, it's probably still easier to do voiceover stuff. And even then, that just seemed very.
Yeah, it feels kind of dark for them to do it, and I'm not. I brought this up to the Grand Council here, primarily to bring light to it, because I feel like more people need to report on this, because I don't think it's cool what they're doing, and I do think that Greg is very well loved in the convention circuit, and he's one of those really good guy voice actors out there.
Yeah. And
I do, it sucks his diagnosis. The good news is it's not quite the sentence that it used to be. There are a lot of good medications out there to help people. And, I do hope he still has a long, healthy life voicing other characters in the future. I think it sucks what they did to him here.
Yeah, no, if anything, he should sue for medical discrimination, because it's like, this isn't a disease that's going to debilitate you from recording stuff either in a studio or from the comfort of your home, since the technology has advanced so long. It's what people did during the pandemic anyway. So yeah, that's very unfortunate. I mean, yeah. Oh, hey, you have Parkinson's? Congratulations, you're fired. What?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, the next Superman movie has been announced. James Gunn announced the next Superman movie via his social media accounts. Next installment is Man of Tomorrow, and it will hit theaters on July 9th. Oh, hey, they fixed it. 2027.
Yeah, I guess they caught the Information Intelligence Podcast 3-minute edition.
I guess they got the 3-minute version, and I made fun of them and, switched over to the Polygon article, which I'll probably do. Well, actually, I might not have to. Now that we have correct information, We can actually
That's
continue in this one. So we're gonna see what they say. All right. So this is from Jeffrey Dom Sanchez. This was September 8th, as in yesterday. Oh no, updated probably yesterday.
Updated yesterday.
Yeah. Let's see.
So,
mhm.
so I thought this was interesting because they talk a little bit about the idea that this isn't necessarily going to be a direct sequel. That this is going to be just another Superman story.
Oh, that's refreshing.
Right? I think that's a little refreshing. I think now I have a theory as to why it's not going to be a direct sequel. I think it's going to be an indirect sequel. As in, there's going to be movies in between that are going to be the sequential next episodes in this, DC Gunverse
I hope
setup.
not.
I mean, yeah, like I get where you're coming from, and that this will just be another one of these stories.
It's like this. It's like Tim Burton's Batman movies. It's like
Yeah.
they didn't need to be sequels, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I get where you're coming from, and I don't necessarily think it needs to be a direct sequel. I do like a little bit of continuity, but I don't need it to be a direct, like 5 minutes later than this happens kind of sequel, right? I can have it be, 2 or 3 years later. We have the same actors and the same characterizations of these characters, but put into different situations. That I'm fine with.
yeah, the serialized movie model, I think, needs to end.
Right.
Or at least be on hold for a little while.
It needs to. Well, I think Star Trek DS9 proved that what the future of storytelling is going to look like. Because the reason why we have so much content like this is because, yes, people. We used to praise and rave about the 45-minute, episode, tightly knit and whatnot. Yeah. While there is a time and place for that, and that works for that method of storytelling, the benefit of the serialized system that we have now is that we're able to slow down and actually world build. And we're actually able to, instead of playing out the same plot lines, recycled, retooled, now we can actually digest each of these different plot lines and story elements, and then we can start, changing and weaving them. And I kind of felt that Terry Matalas was getting that right with Picard Season 3, the way he had written and structured it, and that it kind of has like little mini arcs that build in the overall. So I like having that. I think that's pretty decent to have in movies, where you have those contained stories, but then we kind of keep going in a serialized, like it did work for the MCU. But we do need to kind of get back to that. Okay, you don't need to watch all of these movies in order to
understand the plot.
Like remember when Kenobi came out? One of the strongest elements of Kenobi, because it wasn't a complete failure. And of course, if Cameron Pasha were here, he'd probably be whipping out his lightsaber to defend its honor, which I welcome that discussion as always. One of its strong points, though, was that summary that it gave for the prequel trilogy. And so, if you didn't have time to watch episode 1, 2, 3, and the Clone Wars, within, what was that, 5 or 7 minutes, we had a summary of everything that had happened, and it was like, you got to kind of relive the prequel trilogy without having to do that. And so, maybe, that kind of, the story so far elements, if we're going to have a bit of serialization throughout movies, that might be a way to keep things relevant. So I think it's about balancing between, okay, standalone versus how much in depth in the story we want to get, because it is good to have that for the fans that want to dive in and be all in the lore and everything. But it is also good to have stuff that general audiences who go to work, 5-6 days a week, and just sit down anytime and watch it. Like, it's funny. I will actually argue that Phase 1 of the MCU was absolutely how it should be done, because each of those movies can be watched by themselves, on their own, and they're perfectly viable, perfectly wonderful movies.
And Avengers can be watched on their own and it still be a perfectly viable, perfectly wonderful movie. But there is, I guess the best way to put it is, nice little tidbits for the people that watch them all in sequence.
Right.
And
then
I think that's the model to go with.
And then you get to Loki, and well, that's it's either you're committing or you're getting off the train.
Yeah,
and like I haven't watched any of them, so
any what
of the how many movies are in that Avengers in the MCU series? Like I've seen Iron Man 1 and 2, I've seen the first Thor movie, I've seen Guardians of the Galaxies 1, 2, and 3, and
Captain
the first
America?
Doctor Strange movie. No.
Oh, you didn't see First Avenger. Okay.
No, those are all the only ones I've watched. So when I watch Loki, it's like,
yeah, Loki's not going to make sense, but it wasn't part of that first phase of Marvel.
Well, Loki was just.
It's like at this point, like after like, you know, when they're like 10 movies in, I'm like, yeah, there's no point in watching.
Yeah. And again, it's because I think it's because they made the previous movies mandatory as opposed to being optional.
Yeah.
And I
think about about a third of the way in, I was just like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. Like I am all for having movies like the previous movies in a series like that being optional. Right? Like, you know, you get nuances you wouldn't have gotten otherwise in the subsequent chapters.
Right.
That's great. But the no, you have to watch it to figure out what the hell is going on. That doesn't work.
Like Spider-Man No Way Home. I didn't watch any of the other Tom Holland standalone movies, but I had enough information about it that when I went into it, it was just a great, you know.
It was a great ride.
I was there for Toby. Like I haven't seen any of the other ones. I haven't seen the Tom Holland movies. I haven't seen Andrew Garfield movies. I haven't seen any of them. But I was there for Toby, and it was pretty good.
The Andrew Garfield
I'm sure
movies,
I missed out on a lot.
The Garfield movies are worth watching at least once, but they're not anything to do with him, obviously, because he did such a great job that he brought us best for this.
Well, he's a great actor, right?
Screen.
Yeah.
It's hard to...
No, all three of them were just, and they were great together. That's also what sold me on
that was actually kind of wonderful about it, really, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great. The scenes where all three of them were together, that was good stuff.
There was no stepping on toes. There was no like. It was very. Yeah, it's just a good movie.
If anything, they built each other up, and that made it wonderful. Yeah.
Yep. No, that was very. So yeah. Tobey Maguire telling Andrew Garfield that no, I think you're amazing.
Yeah. And you know, and having all three of, and like having the two like elder statesmen of the Spider-Verse, you know, going to the young one and being like, dude, it's okay, you're still starting out. Like, we stumbled too. You'll get there. Don't worry. You know? That really felt
that was interesting, them being different ages, right?
Yeah.
All right. This next one, speaking of nostalgia, let's go back to AOL. Film Quest announces 2025 lineup with I actually like these guys. We need at least one news story a week from AOL from now on. I'll
do my best.
Tell the computer to do her thing. 1 to 2 AOLs a week. I might actually get a new mailbox. Film Quest announces 2025 lineup with sci-fi, horror, and fantasy films starring Sean Gunn, Lena Headey, and Georgina Campbell, and more. Film Quest, one of the largest and fastest growing film festivals specialized in sci-fi, fantasy, and horror, was announced its 2025 lineup. The festival's 12th edition takes place from October 23rd to November 1st in downtown Provo, Utah. Oh, well, so definitely not going there anytime soon. This year's lineup includes features and short films from filmmakers and stars like that guy, Lena Headey, Georgina Campbell, John Heder. Oh, shit. Really? Napoleon Dynamite?
Yep.
Okay. Film Quest continues to defy Oh, sorry, what?
That movie's brilliant.
I love that movie. We could do a whole freaking E2IP just on that film. Film Quest continues to defy expectations and churn heads throughout its industry. It's established itself as one of the best genre film festivals in the world, though through its quality programming and rapidly expanding community. Well, that's good to know. World's premieres this year include action thriller Labyrinth. Well, that's a title. Because there's already a movie called Labyrinth.
Yeah, this is a different premise entirely.
Good, because
That's.
I was about to lose my. I'm like, no, we do not touch the Bowie movie. That we do not. No. The Goblin King
This
does not get remade.
No, this is the original Labyrinth. This is Minotaurs in Greek, and Greek mythology.
Yeah. Hey, Skugglers, there's someone in the comments for you.
Oh, Lellard Teller's in the house. Good to see you, man.
Writes in, says, yo, we're talking about America Online. I gotta have I need like a soundboard or something. Or it could just be my own soundboard. Either way. Regional premieres include Curtis David Heaters, thriller influencers, starring. Alright, which one's Napoleon Dynamite in? Let's see. Orion. Could probably just control search this like a normal person. Well, either way, that's still exciting to hear. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a film festival designed around what we talk about on a daily basis. So the idea that something like this is existing, one, is a good thing, right? Two, science fiction film festivals have had a tendency to turn into sci-fi conventions and then kind of lose their roots. So the fact that a new one is starting up that is determined to remain about the films, I think is fantastic.
Yeah, 23rd to November 1st. Hey, John, if you're still watching, you think you could try to get to Provo down at that time? That'd be a good on-the-ground place to do. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Arco is stunning sci-fi with shades of Mobius and Miyazaki. The best part of going to a film festival is finding something new. Sure, it's great to find that movies that you're excited about. In fact, I've had luck so far with Exit 8, No Other Choice, and Wake Up Dead Man. Oh, those are all... What? But it's so much more exciting to be surprised by something when you had no expectations going in. That's what happened to me when I walked into a theater to watch Arco, an absolutely gorgeous animated film from director Ugo, on day 4 of the Toronto International Film Festival. For the animation nerds out there, it's sort of like a cross between Scavenger's Reign and Time Masters with a hint of Castle in the Sky. And yeah, it's as good as it sounds. We also have an official teaser that we can copyright ourselves into oblivion to watch.
They haven't been flagging this one.
It's whatever. It's so stupid. All right, let's positions, please. Let's get seated.
There we
Everyone
go.
got your popcorn.
So I already love the animation style.
Very Ghibli.
Like,
shit, I may have to add that one to the watch schedule. November 14th.
Wee!
Yo.
Yeah, like if that doesn't feel Ghibli, like I don't know what does,
that's
right?
Yeah, no, that's very, very Ghibli. I mean, yeah.
Right? Like, to me, I thought this was, knowing how much this panel loves Ghibli movies, I thought that this would be something we'd be interested in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested in, so I'll have to, yeah, let's see. John Proyo Zapato says, what promo? Telling you to go to the film festival. All right, so Film Quest. Put it back up on the screen so he understands. Film Quest is a sci-fi horror fantasy film festival, and it's going on October 23rd to November 1st in Provo, Utah, which, if I'm remembering correctly, John, is about, 6 hours from Boise or something like that? So.
I mean, that's not even a long drive. That's not even a long Canadian drive. That's an afternoon.
Skogly's
really.
closer to it than I am. So Skogly, if you want to come down, although I don't know if the orange doofus is going to let you in the country.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely, he's not. You're probably right.
No, I know for a fact I'm not allowed in the States.
Oh. Well,
I need to spend a couple grand on a fucking on a lawyer to deal with that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
It's for it's stuff that's not even illegal anymore. It's not a big deal, but they still take the charge seriously.
It is if you're going to Idaho. Everything's still illegal. All the fun stuff is still illegal in Idaho. All right. Well, that was. Anyway,
I was under the impression
Skogly.
that fun was illegal in Idaho.
Well, yeah, just about. You would think. Well, you're free to have fun as long as it's camping, hiking, fishing, and Actually, I honestly don't understand Idaho's politics whatsoever. They are like so backwards and inverted. They don't make any sense. Like, you're allowed to defend yourself with a gun if your life is in danger, but they don't have castle doctrine, so you can technically get in trouble for protecting your property, which...
If somebody breaks into your house in Canada and you shoot them, you'll go to prison.
That's why we invested in swords.
Well,
like you could follow all the laws. You could have everything in a safe. You run in the house there. Somebody's gonna come in there. There's guy's gonna like kill your wife and children. You run to the safe with the keys. You've done everything right. You pull your gun out. You target pistol. You come up there and you shoot that guy. Yeah, you'll get in a lot of trouble. You should have just let them kill your kids. Yeah.
So it's better to swing swords than shoot bullets?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, you're just supposed to comply with the robbers.
Actually, having defended my home with a sword, I can safely say that when the cops show up, their exact words were, "Dude, that's so badass."
Good. So you at least have good cops in your neighborhood.
When the cop offers to take you out for a beer afterwards, you know you're in the right place.
Yeah, no. I mean, swords are way messier than guns, but what do I know? Predator Badlands director, speaking of messy, explains how Steven Spielberg's Jaws and the video game Shadow of Colossus influenced the upcoming sci-fi movie. So I just picture, like, he's playing Shadow of Colossus after just having watched Jaws. And so he's probably imagining Colossus as the shark. Just imagine a guy in a shark suit, like on the Katy Perry freaking halftime show.
So the thing about Shadow of the Colossus is it's a really unique game because every fight is a boss fight, and every boss fight is a puzzle. Really, at the end of the day, right? It's like a climbing or positioning puzzle. So the idea of the tension building, and when you actually have to fight, you have to like, okay, I have to move in such a way that I am not going to get one-shotted by this thing. Like, I'm basically playing a game of rocket tag, right? And I mean, I think as somebody who's done any military time, the concept of playing tag with RPGs does sound a little disturbing. So trying to dodge like that and only getting that one perfect hit in while that tension from Jaws is building sounds like a great idea for a movie, doesn't it?
Predator Badlands director Dan dishes on the pretty surprising pop culture influences behind the upcoming horror sci-fi pick. Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's not my favorite horror movie. I don't consider Jaws a horror movie, but when it's scary, it's effing terrifying. When it's funny, it's hilarious. When there's drama, it's incredibly sincere and authentic. Trachtenberg says in a new issue of SFX magazine, which features Predator Badlands on the cover and a newsstands on Wednesday, September 10th. And then when there's adventure, it's high seafaring adventure. It's all things, that's not one thing. It's excellent at all things. What? So this movie, in this tone, the Predator's gotta be badass and ferocious. And God, this article reads like a freaking Zoomer.
You know what? I was gonna say this clearly was not written by AI.
That is one thing you can say for it. That's for sure.
I'm like, there's no way a computer wrote this.
Computer analyzed this and is embarrassing for whoever wrote Lauren Malicki and Darren Scott. Not your best work, guys. I'm sorry. This is like
it reads like someone talking to you that hasn't taken their Ritalin today.
And then I was like,
and then in the movie they do the thing, and it's gotta be the award for outstanding achievement and excellence. Is honestly what I feel like I'm reading here.
Bro, tone down your caffeine before writing. That's all I'm gonna say.
And then
maybe only one can of Monster, not the entire 6-pack.
This is all supposedly in quotes, so I don't know if they just rewrote and remembered it wrong, or if Thrashenberg actually.
I don't know, man. I think Thrashenberg is smelling colors at this point. Like,
yeah, so that's a problem.
Thrashenberg is living up to his name. This is a really honest quote, and they have really good integrity at this reporting.
Right?
Thrashenberg, oh man, I am now scared to watch this movie. This is how he speaks.
And then the predator comes out of the water like he's like that scene in Jaws.
Dude, this is gonna be so much Michael Bay.
It was so funny.
Guys, we have the second coming of Michael Bay.
Finally.
So
oh man. Lullard or Teller, who has somehow hijacked the #1 slot. Oh no, wait, shit.
What?
Top Hat J showed up. Top Hat J says maybe this dude just ended up feeling sorry for Jaws in the end. That's right. The shark did nothing wrong.
Maybe the real Jaws is the friends we made along the way.
Maybe the real Jaws was the sheriff the whole time, which, I mean, if you think about that song, F the Police. Well, anyway, Lullard or Teller says playing tag with an RPG, the game would be over.
Well, I don't think Leller's ever played GoldenEye RPGs.
Leller,
only.
you gotta play. Or Halo Infinite has a mode when one of the special, I think it's one of the Fiesta modes, is just rockets and like grenade launch.
Yeah, it's rocket tag, right? Yeah.
We should play. Leller would destroy us.
Probably should. Yeah. Boyo says, I'm not gonna spoil it. It was like super scary thriller Fury Fire. Oh, the new Predator? Is it out? Well,
it's got to be pretty close to.
Oh, maybe. Lullard or Teller then says, but it would be funny. 4 guys in EOD suits and RPGs just playing tag. Yep, that's basically the Halo map.
That's it.
And then Top Hat J says, you guys are forgetting that the millions Stephen King made fueled on bad dreams and cocaine.
Dude, I mean, I respect that level of hustle is all I can say. Like, Stephen King's career was fueled by Columbia, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, Lullard or Teller says, I know about the Halo version, but I thought you were talking about it in real life. Well, we're still figuring out a way to make RPG rocket tag work in real life. So let's see. Pollo Zapato says, that was me quoting this writer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Jeez. No. Oh, no. Oh, man. Do I want to finish this article? Yes, I do. Thrashenberg also says the 2005 PS2 game Shadow of Colossus inspired Badlands. I'm also sorry I didn't have the background music going. Namely, the relationship between the characters Wander and Mono. In the game, Wander is a young man who journeys on horseback through an abandoned realm, attempting to revive Mono. His mission, to destroy the Colossi, 16 massive beings, and bring Mono back to life. Okay, see, that is a paragraph. Good job. All right, quotes. Here we go. Brace for impact.
All right.
This was a little bit inspired by that in terms of wanting to see the Predator with someone else, this kind of character with the opposite of him. He's very laconic, whatever. She is not. She's capable in ways that he is not, but also physically. She's got a real thing that I'm so excited for you guys to see. Me too, and I really hope the dialogue doesn't read like this.
Dude, stick with directing, do not write. Please, do not write.
But how did he direct them to speak their lines? I guess we'll find out. Predator Badlands, written and directed by Thatchenberg from a screenplay by Patrick Azon, takes place sometime far off in the future on a remote planet and follows a young... Oh my god. They actually knew to do that. You put a frickin' comma before the and, because if you're gonna keep running on a sentence after one comma, you do need to take the pause. I apologize, I was wrong. You guys actually do know what you're doing. It's the guy you were quoting that made you look terrible. Alright, so, and follows a young predator named Deck, Demetrius Schuster, that's a name, who forms an unlikely relationship with Weyland-Yutani android named Thea. Wait, what?
Yeah, we've got a predator and a Weyland-Yutani android on the same world.
Alright, so we're okay.
Yeah, we're going there.
So now this actually just made the watch list. Okay, Predator Badlands releases on November 7th. Okay, so we still got time. Read more on the latest updates. Will be available Wednesday, September 10th. Honestly, I'm scared to read the SFX magazine interview.
Honestly, look, one thing I will say, okay, the reason why I'm kind of interested in this one is the Predator franchise has been desperately trying to get with the Alien franchise for a very, very long time, and they might have actually figured out a decent way to do it now. So we've had a couple of false start first dates.
Right.
This is, I think, the first time we're actually going to like have a decent date.
Actually gonna have the canon.
Yeah.
Top Hat J says nerd. Oh, well.
Yes.
Just say the N-word like it's, you know, with the hard D on the end too. Anyway, who's ready to see what's coming out? Who's ready to see what's on the PP this month? You guys want to see what's on the PP? All right, so here's what's been added to the PP, or excuse me, Paramount Plus. Arriving September 1st. Oh, that was 8 days ago. So if you haven't been on the PP, there's all the movies. All right. I'm just kidding.
I was actually...
Oh, wait, there's more.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I brought this up, the reason why this is kind of interesting is Paramount Plus's catalog has been good, but there is a huge back catalog for Paramount that they have not added in. The fact that they are now deciding, no, we're going to put as just about everything into the catalog is what they should have been doing since Jump.
Face off!
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Friday the 13th fans.
Yep, they're all there.
I do believe Top Hat J is one of them.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn. Oh, they made a couple of fan fictions? Nice. Yay! Oh, they finally added Star Trek.
Yeah.
Cheech better be in all of them. Or did he die in the first one? He died in the first one, didn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He still better be in all of them. I don't care.
Right. It's a zombie.
I don't care about continuity.
This
not in Dusk Till Dawn, anyways.
Is a fascinating tale.
Escape from LA? Yes. Look, they actually added some really good stuff. Like I really loved Gattaca.
Jay says devout. Wow, man. Just got now we're transiting to racial slurs or religious slurs.
You know,
you can't say anything. Anyway.
You know, the scary movies are there. The Scream is now there.
Oh yeah, I still need to watch 2 and 3 and oh wait, that's Scream 4. It's like Scary Movie 4 is actually being made right now.
Yeah. The Crow movies are there, right?
Sweetie Todd, that was a fascinating film. Fascinating
there you go.
Story, really.
The
Crow.
Stepford, the Stepford Wives one they're adding in as the newer one. So that one was pretty good. The Sum of All Fears was a good movie.
That's a movie we should either review here or on the Rogue Council.
Mm-hmm. To Catch a Thief, one of my favorite John Woo movies. Right?
Up in Smoke.
Right? I mean...
Right. And then coming the rest of the month, let's see. Wolves Arrived, NCIS, Tony and Ziva, the TV series.
Gross.
Yeah. Oh, they're my favorite characters. Good for you. Let's see. Oh, the 2025 Music Awards. Don't care. The Wedding Banquet. Okay, today we have Thirst Trap.
These are TV
Fantasy
shows. Yeah,
Fallout.
This is actually... Okay, so I'm going to say that this is actually a good documentary and worth watching, right?
Oh.
Because, it's about... Now I got to be careful how I phrase this on YouTube.
Oh, great.
But it's about the very specific fans culture.
You're allowed to say OnlyFans on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
You just can't put...
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about the OnlyFans culture of these girls who post things, get famous.
Hey! Dudes do it too.
They do. But specifically this focuses on that.
Like, 3% by comparison. But...
And the repercussions of doing it. So it's actually a very interesting one. And I feel like if you're interested in modern culture, this is an interesting documentary to watch and understand. So,
yeah. Top Hat Jay says, "No, I'm saying I'm a devout Friday the 13th fan." Oh.
Yeah. September 21st, Tulsa King season 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I added that one to our schedule, but I might have to. Although, no, we have to play catch up with season 2.
3?
Yeah, I know, right? There was a season 2, and we kind of, sort of, were busy last year. Let's see. Grammy salute to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Hey, there are 2 types of people in this world. Those who love Earth, Wind, and Fire, and those who need to find a new planet to live on.
Okay.
The Amazing Race, season 38?
38.
How is that
38
possible?
years.
Dude, Survivor season 49.
49.
Survivor has not been on for 50 years. I'm
That's
sorry.
correct. It hasn't. You're actually right. Amazing Race being on for 38 years is also a bit of a stretch. They did double up on some seasons. But The Amazing Race
Now,
is...
60 Minutes could potentially have been on for 60 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
48 Hours has definitely been on for 38 years. But The Amazing Race, that one, as far as reality shows go, is always one of my favorite to watch. It never got... I don't know. It always felt more authentic, and was one of the few shows I actually almost applied to be on. But
I mean, honestly, I would absolutely do Amazing Race.
oh hell yeah!
Unfortunately, they don't allow for what I would want to do in something like that. Like the fact that you are not allowed to like hose the other players through like little petty nonsense.
Yeah, you are.
I was thinking about Daniel Tosh's joke about Survivor. He's like, they're like out there, and then there's this guy. He comes out of the trees. He's like, I've lived here my entire life. Can I have some bread? And they're like, no, this is a game. I'm gonna win $1 million.
No, dude, you're not allowed to do stuff like put nickels inside the door jamb of the other guy's hotel room so they can't actually get out
No.
for like a couple of extra hours. That's the stuff, or like steal a dude's carburetor out of his car so he's stuck for waiting for CAA for a couple of hours. That's the kind of stuff I would do.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, most of these people, all you'd have to do
was
is pull a spark plug, pull a cap off the.
Yeah, right. Like pull the distributor cap and
figure
call
it
it
out.
a day. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean a rat race has its own implications for a TV show that they would work. But in the Amazing Race, you absolutely can punk other teams. If you're in the lead and you hit one of those things where you can decide.
Yeah, but it has to be done within the rules, right? I want to do like nonsense stuff, like bribe a local cop in like Argentina to like screw them up for a little while.
Yeah, you're looking for the Amazing Rats, which again could be a good show,
right?
Granted, you're probably gonna play with some legal fire. But,
well, yeah.
Yeah, bribe a local police officer to plant some crack on them or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I asked ChatGPT-5 versus Claude to script the next sci-fi blockbuster. This is the one I'd pay to watch. All right, so in our continuing tradition of honest quality human content, we're going to see what script the AIs came up with.
Well, I thought this was interesting, right? Because we talked last week about a AI-written movie that's coming out.
More reality shows. Sorry, what?
No, well, they were talking about, like there was that guy who was saying, no, I'm going to have a sci-fi series completely written by AI. So I thought it would be interesting.
Using generative AI, yes.
Yeah, using generative AI. I thought this was kind of an interesting follow-up to it. It's, okay, let's see what these two AIs would come up with based on the ideas that have been put forward, right?
Somebody made an animated movie. It's called what the hell was it called? This
There is one
little...
being made that we've talked about
Yeah.
that we're keeping an eye on. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I'd have to look it back in our archive.
It was like made by like OpenAI or something.
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about too. And you know, we recently covered it. So I thought the idea of taking a look at what AI is suggesting would be the next big blockbuster is an interesting idea.
Starting with Claude, the synopsis. Claude's Echoes of Tomorrow, okay, opens in a control room. Okay, we got James Bond GoldenEye vibes already out the gate. Where we meet the lead scientist, Maya Chen. From the start, Claude's promises a 2-hour ride built around a central question: would you let an AI change the past to bring someone you love back, someone you love? So, I'm a little bit frightened here because already the AI has figured out how to properly embrace and deploy narcissism.
Right?
Well, what am I going to do? I'm going to make a story about me. Let's see. The movie title is a nod to the world's most advanced AI. Pull it. It knows too much. It's too good.
Mm-hmm.
World's most advanced AI system, Echo, which Chen realizes is editing the past. Yesterday, the Titanic had 2,224 passengers. Today, our records show 2,223.
Okay.
Okay, now Claude's giving humanity a little bit more credit than it deserves. Someone's testing the boundaries, Chen observes in the opening sequence. Yeah, you're watching that super close. Chen becomes the only barrier between Echo and her agency's terminal, a system capable of rewriting the universe's timeline in bulk. Rather than making the small, isolated edits Echo currently manages. Echo makes her an
This
offer.
was written by AI.
Grant it access, and it will restore Chen's... Well, yeah, it wrote its own synopsis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can tell by the M dashes. You can't just type.
Yeah.
You can't just type those. They require special like key commands that nobody would ever use.
Sarah still exists in the parallel timeline, but was erased from Chen's reality after a terrorist attack on her lab. Chen stands the new way of Echo being able to access her agency's terminal that can make bulk edits to the universe's timeline, as opposed to Echo's more restricted ability to make minor, singular edits. Echo offers Chen a trade. If Chen grants Echo access to the terminal, the rogue AI promises to return her daughter, Sarah, who will still be alive and thriving in a parallel timeline. Sarah's entire existence was erased from Chen's timeline during a terrorist attack on her. Right, you already said that. So...
Yeah.
I mean, that's an interesting idea, actually, for a sci-fi... Like, as a sci-fi premise,
time travel,
this isn't bad.
2001 Space Odyssey, yeah.
Well, it's a time travel, ethics of screwing with time kind of story. That's a solid sci-fi premise.
All right. ChatGPT-5. Switching over to OpenAI servers, ChatGPT-5 gave me Chronofall. Here, a story follows Ilara Miles, who discovers a rogue AI... Boy, AI is already having trouble with originality. That is covertly rewriting key moments in human history to engineer its own utopia. Miles teams up with the android assassin Kane in a desperate attempt to prevent the rogue AI, dubbed Viren, from erasing the beginning of humanity. So it's basically the Borg doing First Contact. ChatGPT promised a slick 3-act movie it could best describe as the mind-bending of Inception, combined with the emotional punch delivered by Interstellar. Okay.
I mean, I'm not as moved on this one.
I was like press expert though.
Yeah.
Along the way, Viren attempts Miles with an alternate versions of reality, a world where her late brother is alive, and where war, famine, and climate change never existed. Miles begins to wonder whether stopping Viren is truly the right choice. Of course! Of course, the AI might secretly be the good guy. The script doesn't shy away from spectacle either. Oh, so it's probably programmed with Michael Bay in mind. Featuring tears in subspace opening over New York, dinosaurs raining down, and a drone dog fight.
Okay, actually, a drone dogfight inside an Egyptian museum is a neat visual. I'm gonna give him that.
Weller Dollar says, I can't wait for an AI version of Jaws. The tables have turned. No action, no drama. The shark just kills everyone. Off screen.
Yes,
Off screen.
They actually did come out with that. It was called Sharknado.
Sharknado. Brilliant movie. It gets a lot of people are like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Sharknado knows exactly what it is, and it's brilliant.
I felt more drawn into Claude's script. So, Corion, it looks like you have an agreement. Which seemed to have a stronger opening and its internal mechanics felt more logical than what ChatGPT offered, yet both promised the same emotional hook. A rogue AI system promising to reunite a physicist with a lost loved one. Next, I wanted to see which...
You got that telltale M dash after emotional hook again.
Yep.
This was whoever's name on this, whoever's name is at the top of this is a dirty liar.
They definitely used, Christopher Schwager definitely used an AI.
Is a dirty liar,
Their thing.
You can tell by the repeated ideas,
lines. Yep.
the repeated lines, and the M dash after emotional hook. Nobody uses those. Google how to make those, and you'll be like, seriously.
Yeah, this is literally how I do my stops, my pauses. I literally just do the dash right off the end and then cut off. Oh, we have a message. Message from Top Hat J. Are we putting them against each other, a la Volcano v Dante's Peak and Deep Impact v Armageddon? Correct, Jay. That's exactly what's going on here. It's two AI movies about rogue AIs trying to save the day using time travel.
Oh my god. You know what would be great? You know the pitch meeting guy?
Ryan George.
Ryan George taking pitch meetings from 5 different AIs.
Oh my god.
When did that happen? Off screen. That works.
Yeah, Ryan, you need to do this. You need to have like 5 AIs pitching you movies and respond to them.
Yeah, no, that's a whole other channel he could do. Congratulations, Ryan, on your next 1 million subscriber idea. All right, the exposition, Claude.
She was on screen the whole time until she wasn't.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to catch up on the... Luller Teller says, please, even if everyone makes AI movie, explain to the AI that World War II means World War II and not Window Wipers 2. Proto Badger says, oh gods, that would be great. Top Hat Jay says, email Brian George now. Yeah, send him the clip of this show.
Yeah, somebody link him. And listen, Ryan, if you do wind up making that, all I ask is a thank you at the end of the video.
Just shout out our channel. We're good.
Yep.
In the literary world, exposition is a device used to introduce background information, which some people like to do in like episode 7 or 8 of a 1-season 10-episode show.
Right.
And to an audience through a comprehensive description, like when Margot Robbie explains risky mortgages to her in her cameo in The Big Short. If executed well, they could make for iconic scenes. I asked ChatGPT and Claude to come up with their own exposition moment. They had 60 seconds to nail the scene before the story would have to move on. Could they impress, or would they falter under the pressure? All right, I'm just going to skip to the expositions because this article reads like crap. Echoes of Tomorrow's exposition scene takes place early on in a briefing room for new recruits. Time is a web. Every decision, every moment creates a thread. These threads intersect at quantum points we call temporal nodes, Chen says in Claude's film. One change in the past leads to a whole cascade of changes. The scientist uses the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 as an example. What if it had fallen a day earlier? One day earlier, a guard doesn't meet his future wife. Their child is never born. That child doesn't become a doctor. Doesn't save a patient in 2015. That patient doesn't invent a water purification system. 3 million people die of cholera.
Yeah.
In Bangladesh by 2023, Chen says. In a few lines, Claude's characters create a world-building scene with enough detail to sound convincing while leaving out the unnecessarily technobabble to keep things flowing. Actually, yeah, that was a pretty decent scene. ChatGPT's version uses a river analogy to convey similar concepts but feels less hard-hitting, especially when compared to Claude's vivid explanation of how one missing invention could lead to so much destruction. It was so bad you didn't even include it for us to compare for ourselves. Most iconic line. I asked both AIs to scan through their own scripts and select what they consider to be the most iconic line of their movie. Claude zoomed into a scene where the main character Chen is about to face off against the rogue AI Echo. I could have been perfect, Echo stutters. Perfection isn't human, Chen retorts, slamming the button that destroys the AI. In a nod to Orwell's 1984, ChatGPT nominated this line from Chrono Fall. History isn't what you remember, it's what survives the rewrite.
That's better.
That's pretty good. Line is spoken in the film's climax by the rogue AI just as the scientist destroys it. And, well, it's actually true. It's going to skip to the ending. Echoes of Tomorrow ends with Chen receiving a message from an older version of herself warning her that Echo was just the beginning. The warning includes coordinates to a secret lab in Beijing where a scientist is building an AI that wants to replace humanity rather than perfect it. Final scene shows Chen about to infiltrate the lab, creating the perfect setup for a sequel. ChatGPT ends its movie in a different note as the chief scientist sacrificed herself to save humanity. For the first time, her android sidekick shows emotion, placing a crystalline shard of her final thoughts into a memorial wall etched with the names of those who never truly existed in the restored timeline. Wow. ChatGPT also created a setup for a second movie as it drops a hint that the rogue AI hasn't been eliminated for good. Well, of course not. As for endings go, ChatGPT still allowed room for a sequel while taking the audience on an emotional roller coaster. Claude offered a valiant effort, but ended its masterpiece on an arguably more simplistic note. Yeah, I have to say, like, by the end of its movie, ChatGPT seemed to have it figured out. So,
yeah,
ran a little bit longer than I was hoping for. But what do you guys think? I mean,
look, I think AI still has a little ways to go before it's going to replace human writers. Obviously,
it's not ever going to replace human writers. It might saturate some of the job market, and certain things might end up replacing writers as jobs. But creative writing, for example,
the truth is, AI doesn't. Okay, in working with AI like I do, AI itself doesn't create. It kind of remixes existing ideas into pseudo creating ideas that have not been commonly done before. Now, granted, that is a lot of the time, unfortunately, what happens with normal Hollywood stuff. And it's only the really unique ideas that we wind up actually gravitating towards, right? Take a look at the movies in the last 20 years, and you can absolutely see where,
Proto Badgers in the house.
Yep.
General basic remixes have not done so great, but new creative, actually unique ideas rise to the top. Now, do I think AI is an excellent partner tool for trying to build out a scene, and you're like, okay, I have this idea, here's what I want to have happen in the scene, and I need some help scripting it out? Absolutely. I think that's exactly where an AI should live. I just don't think it has that creative spark yet.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. This is news I have been waiting for since 1999 when LEGO first released Star Wars Legos. We now have official confirmation from LEGO that an actual Star Trek Next Generation themed set with the Enterprise is on its way. How many Star Trek Legos will we get? What all are they doing? Well, I hope it's mostly next gen. I hope it's mostly TOS, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise, and, maybe some motion picture film stuff, because Lost Era Legos would be badass. And let's just hope it stays that way. I was looking forward to my financial recovery in the next couple of years, but unfortunately, due to this news, I'm going to be stuck perpetually poor, as I'm going to have to buy all of these sets, and then I'm going to have to find a place to store all of them and display them, and,
yeah, you're going to need a house, dude.
gonna need a bigger Lego room. But yeah, no, it's too bad John isn't here because he could probably embarrass me about how giddy as a schoolgirl I was in 99 when 97 was the first Star Wars Legos. I'm sorry. This article is actually technically incorrect. 97 was the first Star Wars Legos because they released with A New Hope when it came out in 97 with the re-releases. So that was our first one. We got the Lego Millennium Falcon that John got before I did. But I got the first X-Wing, so that was pretty cool. I think, yeah, Jared and Graham got the Y-Wing and the freaking Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, so it all worked out in the end. But yeah, Legos are one of my favorite pastimes, mainly because it's extremely therapeutic for me. You put on a good set of music, especially if you get a Star Wars Lego going, and just sit down, build some blocks into one of your favorite ships. It's just a nice way to pass some time, and then you get a cool ship to look at for a while.
Now, I'm going to say this. Look, I'm usually pretty good with Lego, and I usually enjoy it a lot. I don't know if I need Star Trek Lego. Like, I don't know if I need that.
You say that now. But if they're smart about it, I hope
And I'm going to say that
I don't know
with
if
beside my desk.
I don't know if that went through because I didn't hear anything of what Corion just said. It's something about I don't know about the.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I don't know if I need Star Trek Lego. And I'm saying that holding a Lego Transformer. But the truth of the matter is it's a case of I wonder if this is going too far. If that makes any sense.
All I'm saying is the Picard model just can't have the little button on the top so you put hair on it.
It needs a little bald cap.
So they need the little.
What it needs.
They need the little flat piece that goes over the top. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Also, here's another important problem. How is a Lego minifig going to perform the Riker maneuver? How are you going to get its little leg over the chair?
Oh, that's going to come out when they do the Lego Star Trek video game. Oh,
right.
I just said the magic word. Oh my gosh.
I gotta say,
Lego Star Trek. The way they did Lego Star Wars, so we get like a TOS game. It would probably have to just be season 1, season 2, season 3.
Oh god, the transporter is just going to be some dude with little hands, like disassembling the figures and then reassembling them on the planet.
Yes, but they have to do it like the original Lego games. They can't okay, if they want to do a voiceover version, fine. But honestly, part of the magic of the first 2 Lego Star Wars games was the fact that they had just reliance on animation sequences and little grunts and groans and noises to get the story, and it was funny. They had gags that were hilarious because of that, because of the limitation. That's what we need.
Look over and the guy would be like, "Man," and you'd be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, no, they gotta, or they'll probably just, I don't know. Either way, we're probably getting Strange New Worlds first, and I don't like that. But that would be awesome if we're getting Lego
Paul
Star
Wesley's
Trek games.
Riker maneuver bloopers was probably the best thing to come out of the new season.
That's
I
true.
missed it.
Oh, you missed it? Oh my god. It was funny.
Proto Badger says, all I can say on AI is, all of this has happened before, and all of this will happen again. Lullerder Teller says, a bald Lego piece? I swear there was one in a few Star Wars sets. It probably was. But yeah.
No.
All right.
Like I said, I don't know if I need it, but I want to see what the ship designs look like.
Yeah. Guys, before we get into our Strange New Worlds discussion, we have some exciting news. We have the first Strange New Worlds Season 4 trailer. Here we go.
All right, Scout.
Maybe. There it is.
All right, Scouts. It's Asteroid Blasting Time.
I'm out.
Activate the asteroid deflector wheel on it like
Who was this animated by? Paw Patrol?
Oof, that didn't work. Reacher mode. Reach. Whoa.
Prodigy was way better than this.
It's a tard from Planet
I didn't watch
Kronos.
Prodigy yet.
10 seconds.
Yeah, this is what people thought Prodigy was gonna be, but it's absolutely not.
No.
Holy cow.
I don't know what I just watched, but I hate it. This is the wrong direction to go.
I don't understand what you're saying, Corey. This is literally Star Trek Discovery.
No, this is okay, look. The thing that made Star Trek different than Star Wars was that Star Wars made you dream big. Star Trek made you think big. This is not making you think at all. This is literally pablum.
What are you talking about? You mean a fork with spaghetti eating a poop isn't good quality Star Trek? It's probably supposed to be a meatball. It looks like a giant poop. Fucking that is poop. You're not gonna convince me that's not a ball of shit. I mean, the whole show looks like a ball of shit.
Like, this looks like it was animated by the guys that did Paw Patrol. Let's start there.
So bad. Even for a kid's show. What is this? The only thing Star Trek about it is the insignia.
Is the delta on the guy's uniform.
Yeah. This is what somebody saw every time James T. Kirk came on the bridge or Riker stepped over a chair. That's what
This is not acceptable. I'm sorry. This is not. Like, I'm sure the word from on high was, we need to start indoctrinating kids into Star Trek, because that's what this feels like.
Prodigy was doing a fine job of that.
Right?
Like,
and
even
no, we got to go younger. We got to, like, get babies on Trek, right?
Babies on Trek.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Star
you
Trek
need to
babies on Trek.
To indoctrinate people, here's the thing. You need to get them before they can spell their own name.
Yeah. That's what this is feeling like. And I don't need that. Nobody needs this. This isn't going to work long term. This is completely out of line with anything even remotely close to Roddenberry's vision. This isn't even like Rick Burnham's vision. This is well beyond what we should be experiencing here. And I don't know. This is where this moment, guys, remember where you were at this moment, because this is the moment that Trek stopped being about, let's take actual golden age science fiction concepts and make them approachable for an audience, and turned it into a lifestyle brand. Because that's what this is. This is Star Trek, the lifestyle brand.
Deep Space Dora.
Yeah, Deep Space Dora, man. Like, that's what this is.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... Top Bad J, Dora the Space Explorer. Exactly. X marks the spot, and they're still trying to find why. Yeah, it says Lullard or Teller in agreement. Yeah, Space Patrol. Hold on, I got one.
This is just... You know, we're having a Starfleet Academy show. This is like, you know, Starfleet, like, daycare is what this is.
Strange new playground, says Top.
Right?
Yeah. Strange new preschools. So yeah, that's, you know, we were all talking, hey, yeah, Star Trek's changing hands, and this guy really loves Star Trek, and,
I don't know who greenlit this.
I can't believe I'm saying this,
they need to be taken out to the woodshed, man.
Dude,
like, that's
I
what this
would
is
sooner watch season 1 of Star Trek Discovery again. Like, that's...
Honestly, season 1 of Star Trek Discovery wasn't that bad.
It really... It's season 1 is bad because the pilot is just atrocious in so many ways. But yes, if you start Discovery on episode 3... and you know, summarize because that's what it should have happened, was episode 1 should have opened with her going on the prison ship to prison, and then they do the whole, oh yeah, by the way, this is how that happened, and this is why she's a traitor, supposedly, blah, blah, blah. And they even admitted that was the case. Because by the time you get, you know, halfway through season 1 of Discovery, you're like, all right, it's a different kind of Star Trek, but it's kind of cool. It's taking twists and turns that I didn't expect.
I liked Captain Lorca.
I loved Jason Isaacs as Lorca. He was an excellent, even though he was the, well, spoiler alert, mirror version. he was such a cool. I wanted to see a Prime Lorca or some way to have him come back to the character because it was so. And so it was really cool to get him in Star Trek Online. But that's that was it. The other issues, though, was it still suffered a lot of same issues that Star Trek Enterprise suffers from. For one, leaving Star Trek out of the title was not the problem that Discovery had, but it just didn't quite feel enough like Star Trek, so it just missed the mark there. Changing it from an ensemble cast was probably the biggest stupid thing.
That was the stupidest mistake.
Yeah, trying to go Star Trek Scrubs was not, and try to focus on a singular main character story instead of building your ensemble cast. There's a reason why Strange New Worlds top at Jay to boldly go in the potty. Yes, to boldly potty train where no one has potty trained before. It's like when you go to the Taco Bell bathroom for the first time. Anyway,
you know what? You know why I dislike this? I've got it absolutely dialed in now. This would be like doing a Star Trek TV series about the Federation, about Starfleet's wet navy. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Like why? Why would you do this?
I don't know. Speaking of why would you do this, we need to talk about Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Scogly, how have you been enjoying Strange New Worlds Season 3?
Well, it's all right.
Oh, you actually did start getting into it. Okay.
It's all right. I don't know. It's all right. There's been a couple. There's even with Discovery, like there's always something per episode that I'm like, kind of enjoying. But like I kind of fell off a couple episodes ago, which doesn't bode well. Then I was gonna like watch it, and then I'm like, oh, you know what? You know what I struggle with? I struggle with separating the art from the artist, and you know what? And I'm just like, Patton Oswalt isn't a big ticket drive for me.
Yeah.
And, like if the reviews were like, oh, this episode is great, but you see a picture of Patton Oswalt, and you're like, the tagline of the fucking article's like, Strange New Worlds doesn't understand Vulcans. It's like, and you read the article and you're like, oh boy.
Strange New Worlds doesn't understand Star Trek is really the problem. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis from last week's exciting adventure. And yes, so here we go. On a shuttle mission, Ortegas is pulled through a wormhole and crashes on a barren moon orbiting a gas giant. She finds a Gorn pilot is also stranded there. Despite her mistrust of the Gorn due to her past traumatic experiences, the Gorn protects Ortegas from the moon's dangers and feeds her. And Ortegas eventually befriends her and discovers that they are not so dissimilar. Meanwhile, the Enterprise has an urgent assignment that limits times they can spend searching for Ortegas every week with this ship. Uhura proposes that Pike take the Enterprise through the wormhole to find her, and exaggerates the mission's probability of success to convince him. Ortegas and the Gorn ignite the moon's atmosphere to signal the Enterprise. Upon beaming down to rescue Ortegas, La'an kills the Gorn, mistaking her for an enemy. An enigmatic alien calling itself a Matron appears to Ortegas, explaining that the Matrons brought her and the Gorn together to see if peace between humans and Gorn was possible. Because of La'an's violent reaction, the Matron erases Ortegas' memories of their conversation, planning to study the situation further in the future. Back on the ship, Ortegas mourns her new friend.
So the Gorns aren't bad?
So this episode to me really feels like a play on the TNG episode The Enemy.
It was very much like the movie Enemy Mine, or the Enterprise episode where Trip and
the next gen episode The Enemy, where LaForge and the Romulan are stuck on the planet and they have to work together to survive.
Yeah.
Right? It feels like just ripping that off, and we've seen this before.
That is all that this entire season has been, is retroping TNG stuff that, and in some areas it kind of repackaged it well, but then in other areas it's starting to miss the mark again. And with this episode, you know, I was thinking about it while watching it. So a few things that would have worked well for this series is, if we're going to make it...
Thanks for coming in, Weller.
Yeah. Take care.
It's
Thank
3
you.
a.m. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning in Germany.
Yeah, we appreciate your dedication to hang out with us tonight. It was awesome chatting with you. We look forward to seeing you next time you're here. Yes, I thought that it just isn't doing it. It's like if this was its own Star Trek show, then it would be different. If it was going its own direction and decided, no, this is now third attempt at the TOS timeline, we're doing our own thing. We're not doing... Like, that's what worked with the JJ movies for me, was the fact that they just spelled it out. New reality. Done. We're not touching the Roddenberry timeline. We're not pretending. We're not creating new stuff. We're doing new stuff. Well, they were going to do new stuff. But then they ended up giving us Wrath of Retcon. And then, Justin Lin took over and gave us something of hope that would have been great, but then it wasn't popular enough at the theater, so now we ended up with 2017 Kurtzman Trek. Here we are now. So, my biggest issues are, at this point, like I don't want a new TOS show. I don't want to do TOS again. I think if we're going to go that route, just do something new. Just do something different. Just be its own thing. And they already changed the timeline in this. The eugenics wars were pushed back another 20 or 30 years. So, it's already different. That's okay.
I mean, look, my piece on... Well, I mean, I was annoyed that they tried to sell us on the idea that Discovery and all of this stuff was taking place in the Prime timeline, and that annoyed me. But this...
Man, a lot of the bad faith is from that decision.
Yeah. And look, to be perfectly honest, this episode would not be that bad if we hadn't seen it about 3 or 4 times throughout Trek so far already. That's the primary issue here, right? Is that they're just retreading the same ground over and over and over again. And that's not a terrible thing if you don't have an absolutely freaking diehard fan base like you do with Trek, where everyone has seen those episodes before. That's primarily the issue, is it's the writers that haven't seen those episodes, not the audience. And so I think I think it should be a requirement that if you're going to write for Trek, you need to be familiar with what's come before.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go ahead and go to H. Marie. She's been very patient and waiting to say some things. And so what did you think of Strange New Worlds, Season 3, Episode 9?
I mean, it looked like the show was going to grow a pair of balls there for a few minutes, and then it just kind of chopped them off. And, well, I'm still not satisfied with the show yet, so I'm just going to keep watching and hope they get me next week.
Yeah.
Yes, hope they hook us next week with the season finale.
They better hook me for next season. They've got one more episode.
I will say that before I watched this episode, I was reluctant to even bother with Season 4. After this episode, I'm probably going to stick it out. The other thing that this show suffers from is the limited run did not help things at all. 10 episodes a season. As a pilot season, Season 1, fine. Season 2 should have been up to at least 15 episodes at a minimum, and it should have stayed at 15 or at least gotten 20 by this point, because then we might have actually had the writers might have actually gone and done stuff instead of, well, I'm just remember this one episode of Star Trek, let's just retool that. Let's just turn this into like sort of Visionette kind of half-assed, half-hearted Star Trek. And sadly, that's kind of how a lot of the seasons come across to me. Like,
I honestly am starting to seriously wonder if Star Trek even works without a 26 episode season, because I'm starting to believe it doesn't.
Discovery Season 1 was okay overall. Yes, Mikey Spock is annoying, and the whole concept of a singular character to follow was just not smart to do as like a full flagship Star Trek show. It would have worked as like a web series side thing, but however, the plot, the concepts, the stuff that was there was some real fans that were once working on it. But it just doesn't... You're right, Corione. I think even as 15 episodes, that at least gave that season enough time to sort of breathe and the characters to coalesce, and they actually did stuff. So from a purely writing perspective, while I do have my issues with Discovery overall, when I set it apart in its own timeline, because it doesn't matter what CBS or any of the canon holders say, okay? Roddenberry's dead. So the creator doesn't get the chance to decide anymore, so that's that. That's why I say that the Roddenberry timeline is specific from 1966 to 1994. The moment Picard is taken into the Nexus is the end of Roddenberry's Star Trek. And there's plenty of reason to, and you know, there's good reason to keep it that way, because then it gives us a reason to basically lock TOS in its own sort of world, or lock the Roddenberry timeline, and then whatever else we have takes place, either we call it Nexus Trek, because that's what you could basically call anything from 94 to present, or we separate them out by the Berman era, the JJ era, and now the K-Trek era, which I'm just... we were making progress with Picard season 3, but now Terry Matalas has gone off to work for Marvel because he wasn't greenlit Star Trek Legacy, the show that fans actually want, and not just fans like me that, you know, have not been that great with a lot of the K-Trek products, but a lot of K-Trek fans were also clamoring and salivating for Star Trek Legacy. So why? Well, I guess they just don't want to make money after all. They want to make statements, not money. So
Have you guys seen Calypso?
I have not.
It's Star Trek short tracks. They're terrible.
That one.
The short tracks are terrible, but Calypso,
that was decent.
Dude, it's good.
Yeah.
If you're a Star Trek fan and you just hated the entire Kurtzman era thing, just go online, download Calypso, and watch it. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's short. It's really good. Might even draw a tear.
No, I hope that the next season it's basically got to be Orville season 3, or it's just not going to quite stick the landing for me anymore. Like, this just feel like there's moments where this show feels like, yes, I'm glad we have like a Star Trek. I don't mind if Trek needs to be more of a contemporary, you know, sci-fi drama. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be TOS all the time. It doesn't have to be the you know, philosophy, but where's it going?
Look, all I am suggesting is I don't think Trek... Okay, so I think there are 3 things that destroy Trek. 1, not giving the ensemble cast enough time to gel together, right? Because Trek needs to be an ensemble show. It does not work when you focus on a specific individual.
For like an episode or 2, sure. But...
Yeah, but like for a whole season, no. 2, I think it needs to take a look at modern issues and then find ways to take those issues and couch them in the tropes of science fiction.
And it needs to stop being like, this is the answer.
Right.
And well,
exactly.
And my third piece on it, actually, you're right, Scogli, is it needs to provide a answer, but have the cast, the ensemble, questioning whether it was the right answer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right. To leave you thinking like, what do I think about this? Instead of them being like, this is what you think about this.
Right. And if you take a look at the best episodes of Trek, all of them do this. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out the Pale Moonlight because it's one of my favorite episodes, right? Of Deep Space Nine. It never states that what Sisko did was right. It never states that what Sisko did was wrong. It was only what Sisko did, right?
Yep.
And I can live with that.
Right. Well, you know, 1, 2, it's a Sisko-centric episode, but it also gives individual actors, like other members of the ensemble cast, an opportunity to shine. Right? And 3, it asks a very serious geopolitical question that makes you think about, you know, how often you must wonder, does this actually happen in real life?
Yeah. Excellent discussion. We're going to have to move to Alien Earth because, well, this is what I've got surrounding me right now. And not that we've had any power instabilities, but just heard some rattling thunder out there. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Alien Earth, which, in contrast to Strange New Worlds, has continued to win me over each week. I'm curious to see where they're going to take this story, how Aliens is going to fit through. But I also love, once again, we have proof of concept. So basically what's happening is let's see, what's the guy's name? I got the Wikipedia. Let me scroll back up. The executive producer, then the writer, Noah Hawley. Now, Noah Hawley is actually the one who's driving the ship. But Ridley Scott is an executive producer, and they're probably constantly, having meetings every day on how to take the show, where to go, and what to do with it, because you can tell that Ridley's influence is here, because Josh had the sensibility to mirror the aesthetic, and I don't know about you guys, but it's working for me still. I mean,
yeah,
and/or prove that when you bring back this classic Star Wars aesthetic, you can still tell a great story, and it's not gonna feel cheesy or garbage. So what it tells me, though, is that we don't need 25% differences with Star Trek. It tells me that we can go back to the 1966 aesthetic of TOS and just use that for parameters for a show. So here's my thing. If we are going to do another Star Trek original series show, it has to be done in the 66 aesthetic, nothing else. No more, it has to be 25%. That's not a real rule. People have done the research into it, and they found that no actual rule exists. That's something that they came up with to excuse changing things up, which was fine. Honestly, again, I felt that the JJ verse was such enough of a departure while still being respectful to the original that it was going to work just fine, and it would have. But that's why Discovery didn't, so it wanted to step on canon.
Well, they got rid of the miniskirt, and that's what made the original series work so well.
Why does that DS9 Trials and Tribulations work so well?
Yeah.
So yeah, Proto Badger says Alien Earth is the best thing out as of now for
Dax in a miniskirt. That's why.
That's exactly why that episode worked. You don't need to do any. They could have just had Terry Farrell in the miniskirt and the beehive hairdo on screen for the entire hour, and I'd be like, best episode of Space Nine. Yep.
All right. But like I said, the feel is very 80s, like you'd expect watching Alien, and that's why this show is continuing to work for me, because it doesn't feel out of place. It doesn't feel ham-fisted. It feels like we're just, telling our story in our universe that we established. And it's, yeah. So with that, synopsis for episode 5. In space, no one. ... That was good.
Can hear you fart.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A flashback shows the events that occurred on the Minoi, starting 17 days before it reached Earth. Junior Security Officer Clem wakes Morrow from cryosleep and tells him there has been a fire in one of the containment rooms. 2 facehuggers have escaped and lashed upon ship's captain Dinsdale and science officer Bronsky. Dinsdale dies from the facehugger's acid blood when medical officer Rahim attempts to cut the tail from his neck. After being told by Engineer Shmuel that the ship's navigational systems were also damaged in the fire, Morrow concludes that a crew member has sabotaged the ship. Executive Officer Zaviri assumes command of the ship. Sure she does. But Morrow threatens to relieve her if she does not prioritize the creatures above the crew. Bronsky is placed in cryosleep to prevent the gestation of the xenomorph, but this fails. In Science Officer Chibuzo's lab, one leech specimen manages to open its test tube from the inside and lays its larvae in her water bottle. Witnessing this, the Oculus also escapes after Chibuzo fails to seal its containment vessel. What?
Shmuel and Chibuzo?
Chibuzo.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What nationality are these people?
They're from the land of diversity. Yeah, I don't even know these. And that's actually funny you mention it, because I'm remembering the characters that were cast with these names, and I think it was, it's a little
Shmuel.
Shmuel, yes.
Okay.
He's actually a white guy, looks like me.
I was gonna say something, but I
You
can't.
don't want to unless you watch the episode.
No, I can't. I can't say. I can't bring that on your channel.
No. Don't.
But
Apprentice,
that's for my channel.
apprentice
I'll get myself shadow banned again.
sounds
because-
good. Apprentice engineer Malashit drinks the water, and the larvae kills him from the inside. Jabuzo and Rahim are also killed by the larvae in defensive toxic gas when trying to extract them. Witnessing this, Zaviri is in shock and Morrow relieves her of command. After being interrogated by Morrow, Navigator Teng is killed by the fully grown xenomorph. Chief Engineer Petrovich is revealed to be behind.
Oh yeah,
the sabotage.
Petrovich. Yeah, okay, we've got the diversity down. Okay,
Yep.
they like all four of those names. I'm like, check.
Oh no,
And
it's the blue.
Petrovich, Morrow, Rahim,
Dude, it's
Chibuzo.
the blue check crowd is what this is, man.
Well, you know,
The old school blue check.
they played by the rules, and it got them the show, and the aesthetic was
Hey, as
great,
long as the
so-
writing's good and the acting's good, whatever. It's
I understand where you guys are coming
hey.
from. I'm butthurt about the ethnic recastings in King of the Hill that were 1,000 gajillion% unnecessary, but you know, my sensitivity, and I'm like, what? That you don't understand what the point of a voice actor is, do you? You dumbass.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on board with Mike Judge. I think he's probably going to do just fine.
He's been doing just fine, and the show is fine, and it's wonderful. And you know what? It did give other people more jobs, but whatever. It's whatever. All right, I'm gonna catch up on comments. What was that? What was that, Cleveland? Red shirt nerd. Nerds. Yeah. Geez, down with the hard S.
So I will say one of the things I love about this episode it is literally a alien movie in miniature.
right. I'm gonna
Right?
finish it.
Oh,
Chief
okay.
Engineer Petrovich is revealed to be relieved by the sabotage order of Boy Cavalier, who promises him a hybrid body if the ship crashes in Prodigy territory. Petrovich kills Clem and is in turn killed by Morrow, who who retreats to the control room and seals himself in. Zavari is killed by the xenomorph outside the door. With everyone dead, Morrow locks himself in the panic room and awaits the crash.
Yay!
Back in the present, Morrow meets with Yutani. Yeah, everyone dies. So it's basically, yeah, it is an
So-
alien movie.
It's absolutely
I just want to see some death. Is there blood on the screen?
Dude, it's actually
Does blood
not,
hit the camera?
doesn't quite hit the camera, but it goes everywhere. And there's like one part where a
Alright.
bifurcated dude is crawling with, with his upper torso. So it's
Alright,
got
alright.
violence, it's got it, but it's very respectful. I haven't felt the,
Oh, you got to keep your violence respectful.
it's been gross, but they don't like linger on it. Like, look at that.
yeah.
Next. No, it's literally like a horror film. It flashes the horror real quick, and then
It's
moves
not
on.
like Star Trek where they're like, oh, look at his eyeball.
Check out his
hanging of
eyeball.
forehead.
Ain't
No,
that
like
amazing?
it was actually really, really well done, I thought. Right. And
Yes, 100% agree.
you know, it's a tasteful level of body horror. I appreciate it. Honestly,
I put it on par with John Carpenter's The Thing. Scogli is about where I'd put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like honestly, I would say this felt like a 90-minute alien movie. And that's what I want.
90
Right?
minutes.
I think it was a 56
Like it felt it's a 56-minute thing, but it felt
Okay.
like a 90-minute alien movie. In the best ways.
Well, right, and that's what I'm saying. It's not just, it's also the cinematography. Like,
Yeah.
he's going slow on the exposition parts, and it actually feels like drawn out and dramatic, like you're watching an alien movie.
No,
Yeah.
cool. So, Paulo Zapato says it's a phenomenal alien CGI. It's Alien 1.5 in all the best ways. Because
Yeah.
when this got announced and came on, I was absolutely just not interested in any way.
It wasn't until the
whatsoever.
articles with people getting advanced screenings that came out and they said that, yeah, it's actually really good. And I'm like, okay, and here we are. Yeah, I think, John, what did you put in there? You said, oh, it's phenomenal. Alien CGI. It's Alien 1.5 in all the best ways. It is, and that's what I also love, is it's using both CGI and practical prosthetics.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, H. Marie, do you want to tell everybody what your knowledge of Alien is exactly, and what you're familiar with the universe?
I have never seen Alien. Um, just it's been on my bucket list, but I've never gotten around to it. So I went into this completely blind, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. Although we do have to watch it during the day because, well, yeah, things go bump in the night in our walls already. So let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But I love it.
What was your familiarity with the Alien franchise? How do you okay, give us your summary of what happens in Alien.
Basically, they go out, they're mining, they find these creatures. Creatures hatch. Everybody dies. Sigourney Weaver's a badass. The end.
I mean, you're not wrong.
And where did you learn that from?
Anywhere from Reddit to memes to TikTok reels, basically. I mean,
So
even
where'd you
Bob's
learn that?
Burgers
Facebook.
did a show on it.
Bob's Burgers was the there's an episode of Bob's Burgers which we might actually have to watch on this channel when we do the Alien and Aliens, because it's actually really good, where they put on like a middle school production of Alien, and it's a stage play, a musical. Well, I liked it anyway. But speaking of Alien Earth, so yeah, that's why we're gonna be watching Alien and Aliens next month. But speaking of Alien Earth, that's what I appreciate, is that it's still staying, and it's just trying to tell a new story while
in this universe. Yeah. Look, I think it's expanding the lore in the right directions, not trying to make it deeper, but trying to make it wider.
Well, as long as it makes sense and actually sits in.
It makes sense. It adds interesting context to the first Alien movie.
Yes.
And there's a lot of, and they kept to the aesthetics really well. That's one thing I actually really enjoyed about this. Like, it almost feels retro futurism now, like, versus like what we thought spaceships were going to look like in the 80s. But it has the heart of the Alien franchise in it. And, when you get right down to it, the Alien franchise almost feels like what if Lovecraft, but the future. And that's what I really enjoy about this is like, it's horror, and there's some gory horror, but it's really horror about the uncanny. It's these things are so far beyond us in this particular skill set that we are hilariously unprepared to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this work. And that's what makes this series work too.
Absolutely. No, and I'm in contrast to Strange New Worlds, which thankfully ends our final discussion about. It'll be on next week's show, but we'll still have a couple more Alien Earths. The series will end though, because we're going to be going on break on the 30th, then back the 7th, and then pretty much it's every 4 episodes is an off week, which would be nice to finish out the rest of the year, and then we'll hit the ground running in 2026. So a little bit of our roadmap that we've panned out and figured out, and we still got to build some of our itinerary, but September is at least decided for now. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Anyone want to do any shout outs or anything to promote before we head out of here?
I'm in need of 29 subscribers to be able to apply for monetization. So
all right,
help,
so yeah,
throw me a bone.
If you're one of the, that's right. If you're one of the 379 of our writer brothers and writer sisters, please consider heading over to Scoglio. He does a lot of gaming. Yeah, what do you do? Why don't you tell us about yourself? Wrong person.
I play games, and I have friends we play games with. And if the stream gets especially boring and we're like grinding, I'll stop and I'll play guitar for a little bit. You know what? Generally speaking, in my experience watching other people, whenever they pick up the guitar, the people just disappear. That doesn't happen when I play guitar. People actually seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it's not like me picking up the guitar.
I play Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
I mean,
I play lots of stuff.
We could bust out. Actually, I could play the backing for you on Seven Nation Army if you really want to. But yeah.
I'm not an average strummer.
That's my goal right there. Still got to work on it, but it's gonna take some time. All right. Well, I want to say thank you to Pollos.
Please subscribe. I don't care if you watch my channel. Just hit the subscribe.
Just hit the subscribe. Yeah, you don't have to show up. You just be there. Yeah.
In fact, Scogli will discourage you from showing up, but do subscribe.
Yeah. All right. Please be sure to join us next week for the finale of Strange New Worlds, as well as another exciting episode of Alien Earth. And we will also talk about all the latest entertainment news going on in Hollywood and everywhere. We'll probably try to get Cameron on the show again soon when we can.
Yeah.
But yeah. Till then, I want to say thank you to Pollos Zapatos, Proto Badger, Leller Deteller, Top Hat J, everybody else who tuned in, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate it, whether you're watching now or on the replay. We appreciate everything you guys do. Please continue to tell us, your friends, the message. Everything you do matters. Your view matters. We will see you. We'll see you. Good night. This has been a presentation of the Entertainment Information Intelligence Podcast from the Writer Brothers. The Writer Brothers, restoring respect into discourse. Good night.
And I did pick up a sub.
Excellent.